Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Elliott. Elliott is the transferred use of an English surname originating from a Norman French masculine personal name, a medieval diminutive of Elie, which was the Old French name for Elias. Elias, in turn, was the Greek equivalent to the Hebrew Elijah. Elias was more commonly used throughout Europe in the Middle Ages. Elijah comes from the Bible, specifically, he appears in the 1st and 2nd Book of Kings. He was an important Israelite prophet in the 9th century BC, whose purpose was to call Israelites back to the worship of one God, Yahweh, and away from the pagan cults which were gaining popularity at the time. Elijah was called upon by God himself. Fittingly, the name Elijah comes from the Hebrew meaning Yahweh is God or Jehovah is Lord. He is thought to have played an important role in maintaining the Jewish religion by recognizing just one God. In 2 Kings 2 verse 11, Elijah is taken up to the heavens by a chariot of fire and seen no more. According to Jewish tradition, Elijah is still roaming the earth and will appear when it comes time to announce the Messiah. In Christian tradition, this is probably why they so closely associate John the Baptist, who announced the arrival of Jesus, with Elijah. Personality of the boy named Elliott. The 3 energy is powerful and enthusiastic. These personalities are cheerful, full of self-expression, and often quite emotional. They have an artistic flair and gift of gab that makes them natural entertainers. Their joyfulness bubbles over, and their infectious exuberance draws a crowd. The 3 personality is like a child, forever young and full of delight. They are charming, witty, and generally happy people. The 3 personality lives in the now and has a spontaneous nature. 3 seem to live with a bright and seemingly unbreakable aura that attracts others to them. In turn, they are deeply loyal and loving to their friends and family. Luck also has a tendency to favor number 3s. Popularity of the boy named Elliott. The name Elliott has maintained fairly consistent and reasonably moderate use in the United States for well over a century. Since the turn of the 21st century, this name has been on the upswing and slowly gaining momentum. In fact, Elliott, with 1 T, is only a few spots above him on the male naming charts. The name got a little boost in the early 1980s after the release of Steven Spielberg's wildly successful movie E.T., 1982, wherein the main hero is a darling little boy named Elliott. As we enter this new century, it looks like Elliott is coming back into favor, although we'll have to wait and see how it plays out in the coming years. It's interesting to see that the more exotic Elijah is experiencing bare popularity right now. Even Elias does much better than Elliott on the charts. There's a resurgence of these more offbeat or lesser-known biblical names right now. Elliott doesn't quite fit the current trends. But while Elijah and Elias are becoming overused, it makes room for Elliott to be the more original choice. We think this is a cute name, but also one that ages well into adulthood. The pet form Elie is also a pretty popular name in its own right. Quick facts on Elliott. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 244. Pronunciation, Elliott. Simple meaning, Yahweh is God. Characteristics of Elliott. Social, dramatic, popular, happy, communicative, optimistic, creative. Cultural references to the baby name Elliott. Famous people named Elliott. Elliott Yamin, singer from American Idol. Elliott Abrams, government. Elliott Smith, musician. Elliott Baker, novelist. Elliott Gould, actor. Elliott Murphy, musician. Elliott Maddox, baseball player. Elliott Sadler, race car driver. Elliott Carter, composer.